Like how do you think you have either kept or regained your independence in this relationship, especially going into your new house?
I think that I'm in the process of regaining it. It's not that I've kept it, because I definitely let go of a lot of my independence in my relationship. And I've habitually done that. So basically, every relationship that I've been in, I've put myself second, where the needs of the other person have been more important, or the needs of the relationship have come before my needs.
Mm,
And I think that that wasn't fair to me, but
yeah,
it took a long time for me to learn that.
that makes
And
sense.
it took everything to kind of hit the fan with Patrick to be able to really understand what it is that I need. And it's something that I've been reflecting on, because, as I've said previously, turning 30 was kind of a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And in more than just the like, oh my God, I'm so old. And more in the, bless you.
Sorry, excuse me. Go ahead.
And more in the, like, what can I be doing better for myself? And what can I be doing that really will better where I stand in
Mm-hmm.
things? And I really feel like regaining my independence is important. So it's not something that I've completely done, but it's something I'm working on.
Okay,
Um, and it's something that I'm taking steps towards doing.
good. How do you think that hobbies have come into play with maintaining your independence?
Um, I think that having my own hobbies have been really important, and taking my time and spending the time to actually do them has been important in regaining my independence.
Mm,
For a long time, I was making myself only interested in doing the things that Patrick wanted to do, or, my partner at the time, because it wasn't just with Patrick.
yeah,
Um, it's so having my own hobbies and my own things that take up my time has been really important for me to be able to really drill down into what is self-time, what is my time worth, to
mm,
be by myself.
yeah, that makes sense. And what do you do, and how much do you think you do those hobbies?
So I crochet and I knit a lot. I it's a pretty safe bet that I'm usually working on some kind of project.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a lot of that is being fed by wanting to make it a side hustle, um, as we've discussed previously.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's it's really quite relaxing, and I find that I need to find things that calm and ease my anxiety. Um, and that's a lot of what I do for self time, and being independent in the way of um, being financially independent
Mm-hmm.
is something that has been really important to me.
Good.
So, this time last year, I was dependent on Patrick for my finances, because I was injured and I wasn't able to work in my normal job.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to work as a theater technician because I couldn't lift, I couldn't walk quickly, I couldn't squat, still can't squat. Um, and I just feel like it took something from me. And in looking back at it, I should have fought harder against it,
Yeah.
because it really took a lot of my independence away. Getting injured took a lot of my independence away. And that's something that I've really been focused on getting back.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing, actually, is that when you're financially dependent on somebody in a relationship, when you're their partner, it creates a power struggle, always inadvertently, but it does. And so if you're reliant on them, then you feel like you have to contribute in other ways, but sometimes you feel like you can't contribute in maybe the ways that they want, or maybe they can't properly express the ways that they would actually want. And either, like, no matter what happens, somebody's going to come out underneath. And it's just always a bad idea, in my opinion, unless very strict ground rules are put in place. I've done the same thing with Rob, where I've been dependent on him for a little while. Like, not that he would pay for anything of mine, but just when we go out for like food and things like that. I mean, I've always covered my own bills and things like that, but it's so never get into a place where you feel like you owe your partner anything. Always discuss everything. What is the give and take?
Mm-hmm.
What can you give if you are taking financially? And just make sure that that's always something that you're willing to do. I think it's so important.
And I think it's about balance, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
you can rely on someone without depending on them.
Yes, yes.
Because being reliant on someone, you're just looking at, you know, knowing that they're going to be there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on them is completely different, where you give up a lot of your own independence. And that's something that's important.